Hello everyone, we are so happy to be here in the center of Ibadan and to meet one of our spiritual and temporal parents, and I would rather choose to address him as Baba rather than add the titles that usually people should add to names, because he's our father both spiritually, and then also he was one time, as you know, the ECWA president. And in our tour to the Southwest, in preparation for the May saturation campaign, we thought that we should touch base with one of the founding members of EMS and those who promoted the gospel in no small measure, not just in the Southwest, but throughout the country. Everyone knows that during his time as an ECWA president, he was so simple, he was down to earth, he was straightforward, and then he had his uncompromisingly supporting the work of the gospel throughout Nigeria and wherever he is. His humility has endeared him to many people and to all of us. And today there is no greater privilege but sitting with him and even talking to him and learning from his experience. We've been going through the Southwest, like you know, last year we had addressed 8 diseases, and this year we are also going through 8 disease saturation project. And Baba here is a very strong moral booster to this gospel, and we are glad to interview him today. So let me turn to Baba and just greet him. Baba, how are you doing?
I'm fine.
It's so nice to have you in our platform today, the EMS platform.
We give God the glory.
And we are glad to see that you are strong and doing very well.
We thank God.
And also, so glad to see that the mission burden you have is as fresh as it has ever been.
Yeah. Remove mission from ECWA, no ECWA.
Wow, that is powerful. That is a powerful statement, especially for us. So, Abba, we are here, like I told you before now, that we are here to do saturation. But let me start asking the question, how far so far after your retirement? Can you just talk to the ECWA members? They are listening to you all over the world. How far is it? What are the issues? And what are the burdens and all of that? Please talk to us.
Well, if you are a missionary and you see what is going on now, how people are dying without Christ, you will have a burden that where are they ending up?
Ending up.
And where we have EMS or we have ECWA winning all, what are we doing to rescue these people who have been killed innocently? And it's important to me that people are going to hell
without Christ.
Yeah. It's important.
Wow.
And God will hold me and everyone who is listening responsible if you keep quiet.
Baba, going through the villages, especially yesterday, I've never been in my life. I've been in the mission field for many years. I think I started my missions journey in 1997. But I've never been overwhelmed about seeing people who are lost and the whites, because I saw hundreds of communities traversing through Hausa people, Gwari people, different languages from all over the country. But people think that the Southwest, even among indigenous, there are people who actually need the gospel. But those of us from the North and other parts of the country, we think that the Southwest is evangelized.
No.
So what can you say about that?
Yes, I agree with you that Southwest, how can I say it, we have the form of godliness.
Wow.
But deny the power of Christ.
And gospel.
I want to tell you that people are tasked to meet the truth.
Wow.
If you have gone around, you will discover that in Southwest here, that I know, many people's eyes have been taken away from the church to mountains.
Wow.
And prayer ministry, which has no effect on me personally.
Yeah.
I always cry that where's ECWA?
Yeah.
When people are dying without knowing the truth. But for EMS, for the Lord have laid upon your heart to come down and see for yourself, I'm glad.
Thank you.
People are dying without Christ. And I want to assure you that not only Yorubas, people from the north are coming down.
Yes, we've seen large number of villages.
Trooping down to my village. Some are ECWA, some are cocaine, some are free thinker, but they need Christ.
Yeah, we are in several villages around Ilorin, and when we went to these villages, what we saw was that there were Christians who actually are Christians when they migrated, but they don't go to church, and some of them have not been to church for more than 10 years, and nobody even discipled them. They are just there. In fact, they are right now midway between whether they are pagans or whether they are Christians.
Correct.
You know, you don't even know. And then we have Muslims. And one of the beauty we saw, sir, is that unlike the North, where we have a cluster of people who are thieves, or we have people who are Idoma, or people who are Hausa, or people who are Nupe, what we saw here is that they are all mixed and blended together. And you see this cooperation, and you see this amalgamation of tribes, and then it's not going to be as hostile as it is in the north.
Yeah.
And now we have now an opportunity. Believe me, sir, until yesterday, I actually felt that ECWA was doing much, but yesterday I knew ECWA is doing almost like nothing.
You are correct.
Yeah.
The field is ripe for harvest.
Yeah.
And we should not be deceived that, the missionaries, the Yoruba land, Southwest, they have Methodists, they have Catholics, they have all these things. How many of them really preach Christ?
Preach the gospel.
Just my brother.
Yeah.
But for EMS to have the vision now and come and see, I think you relieve one of my burdens in my life.
Okay, so what will you say to the average Christian in the Southwest, especially the Yoruba Christians, especially ECWA members? How would they come? Because again, we want to see EMS only as a leader, irrespective of the denomination. We can come together. How do you want to convince them to say, hey, they can trust us, they really can have partner with us in any way they can and invest heavily to this?
The Lord will lead.
Amen.
And it is in the hand of our ECWA leadership, the pastors. It is when they have body for souls, and then they will catch these visions. That majority of them, they are pastoring dead souls. There's Christo-paganism.
Wow.
Among us here.
Wow.
So you can go to church, you can be a friend to this, night or Sunday still meet. It bodies my heart.
Yeah.
Ask them, how do they know that they have Christ?
Wow, they cannot explain.
Even ask the so-called pastors, can you lead the soul to Christ? What do we tell the person? I think this is why I'm happy that EMS of ECWA is coming down to Southwest to see for themselves that yes, we have the form of godliness, but we don't really believe in the power of God. Those who are sacrificing people.
Yeah, occultic
practices.
People, yeah, occultic practices.
We are all, don't they not know the Muslim they kill, but down here we don't have such. But still, we still mix with Christo-paganism.
Wow.
There's only few you will see them that they don't believe in charms because of believing in this occultic power, which cannot save them in their judgment.
You know, yesterday I was thinking that if I have the power to stop ECWA in 2022 and maybe 2022, 2023 and 2024, to stop every building, to stop every project and focus on the gospel. I even wish I have the power to make all Southern Christians, because I've seen a proliferation of churches, but I think there is somewhere we are missing it. For the most part, it's what church can give us. As a pastor or as a missionary, the temptation is to think that, what will I get from? Rather, what will I give? And that is why I think we see this large number of people. Yesterday, I was in a place, and if you see their water is terrible. Almost like if I had money, I would have brought out, I say, dig a borehole here, just promptly. Now, how can you also talk to ECWA members generally? Especially ECWA leaders will be listening to you. This clip goes, our video will go wide. Can you talk to ECWA leaders, whether at LCC, at DCC, or even our church pastors, and even ECWA as a whole general council? What will it, because chances are that to get to the right years, and then we could start changing things little by little.
I do have been doing
you probably look at the camera straight and.
Yes, I've been doing this, and then I've been telling our leaders that the church you are now pastoring, somebody suffer for it. But the question is, how many of them are willing to support mission? As you have said, ask them to bring you their church budget. Maybe building, painting, what do you call it? Musical instruments. Go to mission, 5,000. Wow. What we're saying is something I have seen, our experience. I've been telling them but few, they are seeing the vision. But now that you have come down here, I will advise that you speak to our DCC leaders, that this is what we have seen. How would they come in? Once the Lord opened their eyes, I'm sure they'll be changed.
Well, we are glad actually some of the DCC leaders have been very, actually most of them, if not all of them, have been really very cooperative.
I'm happy.
And also it will interest you to know that we have a very strong backing of the president.
I know.
And then the general secretary. The vice president has really been very supportive.
Thank you very much.
And I know that the president can lay down his life for this. Probably if you ask the president to withdraw and stop his position, he will actually become an EMS.
I know. This is his blood.
Yeah, and then the secretary too has been really quite helpful in every way. He gives me a lot of counsel. But we are here, and I know that even in ECWA system, it's very difficult to make things happen. But we are only hoping that as a father, talking to your children, and we thank God that you are still alive, to advise our leaders and board members. Okay, the next thing is we are having a saturation campaign. Our hope, for me, I want to see by May, in Ibadan DCC alone, 50 churches spring up. Brand new churches.
Hallelujah.
Now, talk to the members of ECWA in Ibadan DCC. This is your home.
I'm so happy.
And you can even speak in Yoruba, right? So that
I'm so happy for what EMS of ECWA has come to share with me. Ilé ìjẹ́ ọgbẹ́ ọkàn nínú ayé mi pé kí n tó kú kí àwọn èèyàn mi kí wọ́n ní ìrírí ìgbàlà kì í ṣe mò ń lọ sí chọ́ọ̀chì o kì í ṣe mò ń dáwọ́ o àní ká ní ìrírí ìgbàlà ọkàn wa káwa náà ká sì tó jèrè ọkàn fún ẹlòmíràn nítorí pé tá a bá dé ìjọba ọ̀run èmi gbàgbọ́ wípé Ọlọ́run ò ní bí wá iye chọ́ọ̀chì tá a kọ́ kò ní bí wá iye tá a ní sí musical instrument kò ní bí wá iye tá a ní láti tọ́jú ilé Ọlọ́run nítorí kò dá o ṣùgbọ́n Ọlọ́run yóò lu wá ọkàn tí a mú wá sọ́dọ̀ Jésù nípa ìhìn rere àti ìgbé ayé wa tó náà mú rọ gbogbo ẹ̀yin èèyàn mi ní Ìbàdàn DCC ẹ̀yin olùṣọ́ àgùntàn rere ẹ̀yin alàgbà ẹ̀yin ọmọ ìjọ ẹgbẹ́ obìnrin ẹgbẹ́ ọkùnrin ọ̀dọ́ pé àkókò tó láti jí gìrì láti kéde ìhìn rere láti ran àwọn láti gbáwọ́ ti àwọn olórí wa láti mú kí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọkàn ní Ìbàdàn DCC àti ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá láti mú kí wọ́n mọ Jésù ní Olúwa àti olùgbàlà torí èrè kíni fún ènìyàn tó jèrè gbogbo ayé tó sọ ẹ̀mí rẹ̀ nù gbogbo ilé tá à ń kọ́ sílẹ̀ yìí ayé la bá a sì fi sílẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n ọkàn tí a bá jèrè fún Jésù òun ni a ó gbà délé lórí lórí akọrin kọ̀ọ̀kan wa lọ́wọ́. Thank you very much, my director.
Thank you. Níbo ni?
Ìbàdàn la wà.
So this is very wonderful. Baba, thank you very much.
You are welcome.
I don't know if there is an area you want to talk about, something you want to say that we've not covered, you can actually say.
I know you have covered all, but I want to appeal to ECWA executive.
Okay.
I know they have been doing it. They should give you time during this meeting to open your heart.
Oh my God, I'm actually looking for 2 hours, you know that?
I'm very serious.
Right.
Once, instead of, I'm not saying what they are doing is not good, but to me personally, remove EMS from ECWA, we are dead.
Wow.
This is me. To me personally, remove EMS from ECWA, we are dead.
Wow.
This is me. Go to me anywhere. But they should give you time to explain to GCC members and tell them to report back to their DCC. And when they report to their DCC, they should take the message to the LOs so that everybody in every LC will hear that ECWA is now ready to win so.
Wow.
Because our name is Evangelical Church Winning
All.
How can you win when you don't go? How can you win when you don't pray? How can you win when you don't support? We should make winning soul our priority this year because the coming of Christ is soon. With what we are seeing happening now, Christ may come any moment.
Clouds are gathering.
But I'm afraid that many souls may accuse us that we do tell them.
What I saw yesterday in the mission field is that we've actually not done enough we've not been able to really spread wider, deeper. I think there is so much we can do, and not just preaching the gospel, but also helping people's living condition. I think we should stop this barrier of dichotomizing and bringing these enclaves and say the Yorubas or the Hausas or the Igbos, or we should stop that. There are tribes upon tribes upon tribes upon tribes in this place. These are people who actually are begging for us to come. And there are spread in one of the villages we met, there are even a Kambari tribe that we understand, and they don't even believe in any God, and they are there waiting for people to come. And there are young people also who have lost meaning and colors, and people are just doing things arbitrarily. I think we have the answer to all of these things, and to have our parents like this coming to speak to us, I think we should take it very seriously. There are many things. I had a roller coaster of feelings yesterday. The first feeling I had was stop, resign from any, just focus on field missionaries. Field outreach. I was telling one of my friends, the director of West Africa, VCI, I told him I wish one day I can just stop working and we just start bringing teams and just doing this thing. I don't want to have any meeting. I don't want to have anything. I just want to focus on mission fields. And the time is now. And we have DCCs that are willing. In fact, meeting with the Secretary of Ibadan, DCC this morning was very, very consoling. He came all out. He said, just take me, do whatever you want to do. I think the time for the gospel is here and now, and we can't bargain it for anything. I'm calling on all ECWA members and non-ECWA members who will watch this clip. Please stop doing anything. Please, can you make sacrifices? We don't need your money alone. We need you in this. We're mobilizing 1,000 people in May, and we want you to be part of that 1,000. Number one, we want you to give resources. I wish I can. Myself, personally, I told the DCC secretary, I'm not going to ask people to donate money. I am going to donate huge sums of money for the Southwest from my own pocket. So I'm not just asking you to do it, I'm also committed to doing it. I promise that I'm going to raise money for, I don't know the number of boreholes, but I'm sure going to raise money, dig boreholes and clinics from my own pocket and from the people I know. And I want us to do this all together. Baba, thank you very much for this time. And I really appreciate it. Thank you. I wish I understand Yoruba, but you know one thing, I started learning Yoruba. I know Niboni, I know Shedadanyo, I know Magwagwe, I know Otigwagwe, and Adukwe. So I know all of this. Baba, thank you very much. We really, really appreciate it.
You don't have to thank me for coming to awake me.
Thank you.
EMS, without EMS, could mean no ECWA. I'm appealing to whosoever, from GCC to DCC to LCC to LC, let's take soul winning our priority. I'm not asking you not to be your church. But as when the first came, no church. The missionary who brought me to Christ, we worship under shea butter tree. Praying, singing, dancing. That time, gave us Christ. And again, thank you for taking us back to our roots.
Thank you.
Anywhere SIM build their mission, they have dispensary. Yeah. Do you know that up to now, when I was in ECWA quarters, I'm sorry to say this, if I go to Tankwano, the medicine they give to me doesn't work in me. I prefer to go to ECWA clinic. If it is water they give me, up till now.
Placebo, we call that medicine placebo effect.
People believe in that ECWA clinic. Yeah. Because I remember, even then, even if I die, they will give you Christ. Wow. They will preach the gospel. They will advise you before they take you in. But when all these things are no longer in service, where again you have ECWA dispensary.
Thank you so much,
and
Baba.
There are tools for evangelism. So please, as I've said, that is in your plan. Not big building.
Yeah, no.
Small house where you can treat the body and the soul of people. So it means that EMS is now taking the total gospel.
Yes.
Soul, body,
and spirit.
Lord
I think
bless you.
This is where we wrap it. Like you know that EMS, we are trying to plant 10,000 churches in the few years to come.
Amen.
And then the clinics we are talking about doesn't really cost much. They are, like he said, they don't cost much. I think our budget currently is 6 million naira including equipment. And then and we have other platforms. You can follow us on all our platforms and you will see details about this. Sign up for the outreach, which is scheduled to take place in May 11. And we are so glad to have Baba with us today, and this is such a blessed moment. This is EMS, your EMS. And like he said, and I love that, he said without EMS there is no ECWA. So let's make ECWA vibrant, because if you make EMS vibrant, make ECWA vibrant as well. This is EMS today. Thank you.